WWE pulls the plug on Cena's heel turn and brings back a beast. It's night 2 of SummerSlam. Next. I did not expect to hear Brock Lesnar's music hit, and that knocked me onto the floor, so the ref is about to start the 10 count. Topic number 1, a series of unfortunate events, because Cody Rhodes is your new champion. And yes, this match was really, really good, as both men put it all on the line here, and they gave it everything they had. And it was acceptable for sure, but yeah, this was truly a passing of the torch moment, which I thought Cena had done for Reigns a few years ago, but whatever, that's not the point here. So, there were some things I didn't like, even though it was an overall good match. I didn't like that Cena kicked out of a pile driver, and honestly, I don't think this should have been in the match. We should be seeing pile drivers in a lot of no DQ style matches if it doesn't remain banned despite the match's rules, so I don't think this should have been included here. I also didn't like that the men kicked out of 3 straight finishing moves each, because finishers at some point need to be good enough to keep someone down, so the finishers here were simply overdone. And of course, I wanted a Rhodes heel turn. They were such wimps to settle for the pretty good when they could have gone for an all-time classic double turn instead, when it was right there for you. Instead, they chickened out with the Cena face turn on SmackDown, and chickened out when neither of them took advantage and pulled the trigger during the match. So that was a little bit bleh, and such a letdown. Again, good match, have to admit, but I'm still so sad about it. And indeed, Brock Lesnar came back. I was certainly shocked to the core. I didn't expect it, and didn't really want it, or didn't really need it. But he still does look like the beast that he sure enough is. But maybe we should give this time to some younger and potentially less problematic wrestlers instead. But hey, this certainly opens up a lot of possibility for Lesnar's future opponents. Alright, on to topic 2, Naomi's Notch. Another great triple threat match here, and maybe these are better than show openers at this point. So, this was the right winner with Naomi. It seemed like Io and Rhea were the focus of the match though. However, it was smart to force Naomi to fight at the beginning, but at the same time I also thought Io and Rhea put their friendship aside when the bell rang, so that was a slight negative for me. But after a brief interaction on Raw, might the Kabukis now turn on Io? I don't know, Naomi is at least at the top of her game and acquitted herself very well here. I would have liked to see her win with something other than a roll-up though, but I am still very excited to see what her and Stephanie Valkyrie can do next. I guess if she gets there, since she has to now face Io next week on Raw, but they're not going to mess this up this time. We will get it. Alright, topic number 3. That was 6, and can we have these on every single PLE, because the men's tag team division on SmackDown proved that they belong on PLE after PLE after PLE after another outstanding match. There is simply too much to say about this in 1 minute, so I'll try to be short and mention just a couple highlights. I love the 4 straight different table spots that we saw back to back to back to back. I love to also see the women finally getting involved, and Candice's spot falling from the ladder through another ladder was absolutely incredible, and it certainly looked very, very painful. And the Wyatt Six finally got it done with the numbers advantage, which was simply the right call, and they have so much more that they can do here with all of these teams because of that booking, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone do something else going forward. So perhaps a full heel turn for the Street Profits is at hand after seeing their interview following the match. Topic number 4, Leavin Lyra. Well, this one had so much stuffed into it, so congrats for everyone going all out in this one. And I guess with Lyra grabbing the crowbar early, we knew she wasn't going to connect, but at least it meant we know that she was going to bring her A game in it. And they really powered down wrench shots, because I would think one good wrench shot could really do you in, but even 4 here were not enough to stop Lyra. But they did power up the old zip tie now, didn't they? As Lyra clearly had that on longer than expected, so props to her for continuing to fight on through it. And of course we had to get to Bayley here. I thought we were going to get a heel turn right there, but apparently not, so I guess the only thing that we could do was have Lyra get hit by Bayley accidentally to cost her the match. So still a great job all around. Topic number 5, anything but Solo. And it was a good night for the numbers game advantage, first with the wide 6 and now with the MFTs as they made this 4-on-2. And I guess we all knew that that was coming even though we had a steel cage trying to stop them. Yet some of us still thought Fatu would win, so I guess this feels like one of the least favorite matches on the card, but I have to admit it at least makes some sense to go this route. And yes, Fatu still looked pretty strong in his defeat, which I guess that was really the only goal here. And it was great seeing him rip off the cuffs from the top of the cage. And of course, also that amazing post-match mighty moonsault off of the top of the cage. So I did think this one did what it needed to do, and I guess Fatu's gonna have to get one more crack because not much else makes sense for the immediate future. All right, on to topic number 6, it's a boot call, and like the plot, I did like the plot being dumb, trying some cheap tricks, and then Styles having to be ready for those cheap tricks and to counter them. Clearly, one of the best moments of the entire night was that Eddie Guerrero trick of slamming the chair onto the mat and then tossing it to his opponent and then falling down. But even better was Styles having that perfect counter of putting it around his neck and laying there. So great job all around for that very impressive moment. But what a strange trick it was to untie your boot, because that means you have to let him put on a calf crusher, and then it also requires getting your boot back while you only have one boot on. But anyways, I guess it worked, but I also would have liked Dom starting to fall apart here and Rox trying to woo him to cheer him up, but I guess we're gonna save that for a little while longer, but I don't know, maybe he'll be a double champion after Triple Mania instead. Topic number 7 is our Raw Minute, and we had a double countout being an interesting way to keep Rusev and Sheamus going, which I also like the continuous fighting backstage. I think they need to keep doing whatever it takes to build up Rusev, so good. I like what Waller's doing as well, surprisingly, in this new role with the New Day. Also a pretty good in-ring effort for him against Penta. But I did not like the women's tag rematch already. We know they may ignore that for 2 straight months, so getting this out of the way, do not love it. 3. El Grande Americanos. Wow, it is now hard to keep track of these guys, which might be one too far for my not liking now, especially when Chad Gable might be returning at some point. But I guess we might just get an all EGA battle at some point. Nonetheless, overall, I love the silliness, and I certainly hope that that was Tyler Bate under that mask. All right, Nikki Bella really keeps taking it on the chin with those John Cena jokes here, and she also literally took it on the chin from Becky. But this should be good as well. And yes, LA Knight got his title match, but it ended about as expected. But I guess he can at least lay claim to one more chance at the title with the way that ended. But I guess we'll probably not see Roman Reigns for a few more months now, will we? Pretty sad, yet again. All right, let's go to the winner of the week, and that has to be Cody Rhodes. And even though Sami Zayn had to throw down his steel pipe to keep being a good guy, Rhodes got to hit Cena several times with that turnbuckle over and over, and he still gets to be a good guy. And then, of course, at the end of the match, he also cried in the middle of the ring after finally winning, so yeah, I don't love that, but nonetheless, he still avenged his loss, and his message of turning Cena good actually worked so that he could fight the Cena that he actually knew that he could beat. And, well, it worked out for him, and so he did, and now he has that title back, and also avoided the wrath of Brock Lesnar, though it would have been nice to see him stop the Beast after those two had hugged it out at the end of their feud. And lastly, the loser of the week is Lyra Valkyria, because in the first 5 matches they were all retentions, but only one of those challengers is now barred from fighting for that specific title again, and that is her. She did put in a great effort, surviving countless kendo shots, wrench shots, chair shots. She had her mouth get stretched out like the Joker with a chain. She got her hands tied together for many, many minutes and just couldn't get them separated. And she got manhandle slammed through 2 chairs, amongst many other things. And she still had a chance, only for it to go astray by a single errant punch from Bayley at exactly the wrong time. So, unfortunately for her, now she has to move on to something else with no title. Well, this was a close one, but it looks like I just missed beating the 10 count. But it was still a pretty big weekend and more exciting than WrestleMania, if you ask me. But if you missed Stop the 10 count for night 1, be sure to go right on over here. And a quick note, there will be no Stop the 10 count next week for my quick annual baseball trip. But you will still get one more video this week. So until then, I am the SportsZu, and this has been Stop the 10 count.